In 1776, a bold declaration echoed across the world. 13 American colonies declared their independence from Great Britain. This was a risky move. The colonies were small and weak. They faced a powerful empire. But the desire for freedom burned brightly. The Declaration of Independence outlined America's ideals. It proclaimed that all men are created equal. It championed liberty and the pursuit of happiness. These powerful ideas laid the foundation for a new nation. The fight for independence was long and bloody, but the American spirit prevailed. The newly formed United States emerged victorious. A new chapter in human history had begun. The young nation faced challenges. It was vast but underdeveloped. The population was small and scattered. But a spirit of adventure and ambition pushed Americans westward. They believed in their destiny to expand across the continent. This belief became known as Manifest Destiny. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the United States. It opened up vast territories for exploration and settlement. Pioneers, farmers, and entrepreneurs moved west. They sought land, opportunity, and a fresh start. Westward expansion brought conflict with Native American tribes. It also raised questions about the expansion of slavery. These tensions would eventually lead to the nation's greatest crisis. The Civil War loomed on the horizon. In 1861, the issue of slavery tore the nation apart. The Southern states seceded from the Union. They formed the Confederate States of America. The Civil War began. The Civil War was a brutal and bloody conflict. It pitted brother against brother, father against son. For 4 long years, the nation was consumed by war. The human cost was staggering. More Americans died in the Civil War than in all other United States wars combined. In 1865, the Confederacy surrendered. The Union was preserved, slavery was abolished. The nation began the long and difficult process of healing and reconstruction. The Civil War had tested the nation's soul, but it also proved its resilience. After the Civil War, the United States experienced an industrial revolution. Factories sprang up in cities like New York, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. Railroads connected the country from coast to coast. New technologies like the telephone and electricity transformed daily life. Millions of immigrants flocked to America seeking opportunity. They came from Europe, Asia, and beyond. They provided the labor that fueled the nation's industrial growth. They also enriched American culture with their traditions and talents. The rise of industry brought both progress and problems. Cities grew rapidly, leading to overcrowding and poverty. Workers faced dangerous conditions and low wages. Labor unions emerged to fight for better treatment. The gap between the rich and the poor widened. As the 19th century drew to a close, the United States emerged as a global power. The Spanish-American War in 1898 marked a turning point. America defeated Spain and acquired territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. This expansion overseas sparked debate about America's role in the world. The United States entered World War I in 1917. The war raged in Europe for 3 years before America's involvement. American troops helped turn the tide of the war in favor of the Allies. World War I demonstrated America's growing military and economic might. It also highlighted the country's isolationist tendencies. After the war, the United States retreated from world affairs. It focused on domestic issues and economic growth. The 1920s roared with prosperity and innovation. The economy boomed. New technologies like the automobile and the radio transformed American life. Jazz music filled the airwaves, but the good times came to a crashing halt with the stock market crash of 1929. The Great Depression plunged the nation into its worst economic crisis ever. Millions lost their jobs and homes. Bread lines stretched for blocks. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt launched the New Deal. This series of programs aimed to provide relief, recovery, and reform. As the world plunged into another global conflict, the United States remained neutral at first, but the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 propelled America into World War II. World War II had a profound impact on the United States. The nation emerged from the war as a global superpower. It possessed the world's strongest military and economy. It also shouldered new responsibilities on the world stage. The United States led the effort to rebuild Europe after the war. The Marshall Plan provided billions of dollars in aid. It helped war-torn nations recover and rebuild. The United States also helped establish the United Nations and NATO. These organizations aim to prevent future wars and promote international cooperation. The Cold War dominated the second half of the 20th century. It was an ideological struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers possessed nuclear weapons. The threat of nuclear war loomed large over the world. The Cold War ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. The United States emerged as the sole superpower. It faced new challenges in the post-Cold War world: terrorism, climate change, and global instability. The story of America is one of ambition, struggle, innovation, and luck. It is a story of a nation built by immigrants from all over the world. It is a story of a nation that has faced its share of challenges, and it is a story of a nation that continues to strive for a more perfect union.